Welcome to the fourth part of people who ran away from upstate New York. This is a Sankofa bird, and Sankofa is a word that comes to us from West Africa, Ghana, and it means go back and take that which is at risk of being left behind. And what is at risk of being left behind is a rich history of our black ancestors using any means necessary to thrive while black. And the means here is running away from enslavement. I should have mentioned before that in 1851, there would be an American physician, Samuel A. Cartwright, who would try to make a diagnosis of Drapetomania for people who ran away from enslavement. I am bringing this to the forefront because sometimes mental health and mental health diagnosis are used as tools of power and control and not what they're actually meant to be used as, which are diagnostic tools to help people to get the treatment that they need. This is very important to me as I'm a person who works in the mental health field, as well as a person with a mental health diagnosis of depression and anxiety. And in my case, had I not had good practitioners, I think I might have fallen into the category that most black people in America are diagnosed with psychosis, and if they're black girls, more likely to be diagnosed with conduct disorders. So there's a bias that is seen. I think depression and anxiety are mood disorders, and we're infrequently as black people diagnosed with that. But I was diagnosed by one, a white male Episcopal priest who was very culturally competent and worked with people who were black, and then by a Haitian American psychiatrist who treated me like I was his daughter. So what you're looking for in the person, if you don't like the person and have some kind of prejudice against the person, you're going to look in the diagnostic manual for things to suit that. And if you have clear eyes and are aware of your biases, you're more likely to look for what actually is present. So I'm going to get off my mental health soapbox, and we're going to rejoin the ancestors who tried to run away, not because they were crazy, because they're running away in 1769. So that's part of the reason I didn't mention it, because the diagnosis is going to come way after in 1851. So when they realize that people just don't like slavery, you have to make them out to be crazy. In this presentation, I'm going to focus on the time of year that they ran away, to show that there's no special time they just chose to run away. They wanted to be free regardless of the weather. So first we have 1769, Lucey of Westchester County. Lucey is 1/8 black. Yeah, they were serious with measuring blackness, which means, and they call that, if you're 1/8 black, a musty, which means she was very light skinned. They describe her as well-built, pretty fat, which means enslaved people were not usually fat. Of course, they're not being fed a lot of calories and they're working hard. And Lucey ran away in November. It was likely very cold then. Lucey was 40 shillings for her return. In 1770, Jim of Orange County. Jim was born on the continent of Africa in Guinea, but he spoke great English. Jim was 20 years old, 5 feet 6 inches, black velvet skin, my words, and $5 were offered for his reward. He ran away in April, which is likely very cold. Ishmael of Albany County. Ishmael was 30, 6 feet 3 inches tall. He played the fiddle and left with expensive clothes, which he had a right to do. He accessorized with a gun. $10 were offered for his reward. He ran away in August, which is summer, might have been cool. Dick of Orange County ran away from Joseph Drake. Dick was 22, dark complexion, 5 feet 8 inches tall. Great built, spoke good English and Spanish. He took lots of clothing and an 11-year-old bay horse. He wished to go to Boston. The horse was a good choice, and which also meant he could ride. 40 shillings. He ran away in October, late October, so it was possibly cold. There's an unnamed male from Albany County. He ran away from Peter Overpaw, and this unnamed male was 30 years old, 5 feet 4 inches tall, and $3 were offered for his return. So once you're hearing dollars and not shillings, you know this person's prize, their body and their work and their talent are strongly coveted. Abram of Westchester County ran away from Peter Hugford. Abram was 24, short and looked like an Indian, curly hair, one broken tooth. He ran away to be with indigenous people twice before, and it was suspected that he would do it again. It appeared he was an indigenous person who wanted to be free on his land. Nothing crazy about that. 40 shillings were offered for his return. He ran away in November, likely cold. Cain of Dutchess County was 28, 5 feet 8 inches tall, a mulatto or mixed race person, spoke Dutch and English. 40 shillings were offered for his return. He left in December, winter. We're seeing a lot of winters though. Cold, maybe that was helpful. 1771, we have an unnamed male, and this is the second person running away from Joseph Drake. He might have been more of a horrible person than the rest of the enslavers. How could you get any lower? A black man, 24, 5 feet 7 inches, spoke English and Spanish, left with a horse, £5 offered for a reward. 2 people leaving with horses here. He left in May, springtime. Tom of Orange County ran away from unknown person or unnamed. Tom was 30, 5 feet 6 inches, well built, square shoulder, big body, slightly dark, full lips, spoke good Low Dutch and good English. 40 shillings offered for his return. He ran away July 7th, summer. 1771, Will of Westchester ran away from Samuel Banks. Will was 24, 5 feet 6 inches, yellowish complexion, sprightly and smart, spoke good English but spoke quickly. He's believed to have forged his own pass, which means he was able to read and write, literate person, and it was suspected that he was being harbored by someone, so someone was helping him to escape. He ran away in November 14, possibly a cold time. £5 were offered for his return. Next up, Charles of Westchester County. He ran away from William Field. Charles is an Indian boy, 20 years old, 5 feet 8 inches, straight black hair. He ran away during the spring, May. Next up, Stephen of Orange County. Stephen was 5 feet 8 inches, and £3 were offered for his return. He ran away in summer. Next, Thomas Carr of Ulster County, and he ran away from Charles Broadhead. Tom was 30, a mulatto or a mixed race person. He was very light, so light that he could pass for a white man or a free man. He was well built, pleasant, spoke good English and Low Dutch, handy, great farmer, average shoemaker, multi-talented brother. Ran away early August 11. £10 were offered. His body and his labor, highly coveted, maybe made the most money in the house. 1772, Sam of Westchester County. Sam, aged 26, 5 feet 10 inches tall, black, smooth skin, great posture, and here are their words: witty, ingenious, very strong, nimble, understands farming very well, sociable, plays the violin well, spoke both English and Dutch, sounds better in the latter, might have forged his own pass, means he's literate. If found in Westchester, the reward is £5, outside £3. ran away late August, so it was cool then, perhaps fall just beginning. Sambo of Westchester County, yellow complexion, slim built, 5 feet 9 inches, and sober looking. Tip of his finger is gone, some kind of cruelty, crooked middle finger. Spoke very good English and Dutch because he grew up on the Dutch side of upstate. A white man, John Norris, either helped him with a pass or stole him to resell him. So you're seeing some dangerous conniving stuff going. Somebody pretending to be an ally and then turning out to be an enslaver. The reward offered was £6. Not sure when he ran away. It was in October at some time. Then we have Jack of Westchester, and he ran away from Lewis Morris. Jack was 28, 5 feet 11 inches, thick neck, stout, has a scar on his chin. Reward £5, ran away in November, likely cold. Single is 30, 5 feet 7 inches, was 30, stout and clumsy fellow, but still searching for him, right? He's clumsy. Why don't leave him alone? So he goes on. Small limbs, walks on the inside of his feet, full lips, missing teeth, a scar over his eyebrow. Black jockeys from Newport, Rhode Island were believed to be helping him return to the place he was taken from 11 years prior. So his short height, he might have been a jockey himself. 1773, we have James of Dutchess County. James is 30 years old. So I'm going to stop here, not going further.